Hey guys, this is a new channel of mine and I hope you guys like it. I'm going to be talking about many problems in the world and, and in the world of science. The first thing that I'm going to be talking about today is pretty obvious. One of the main problems in the world that's got me pretty mad and many scientists mad about, that is climate change. Uh, this subject has gotten me so angry and frustrated, but who else do we have to blame than ourselves, because this is really our fault. The world was pretty fine before this happened. For millions of years before humans, the earth was pretty good, but then things just started changing drastically after the Industrial Revolution. Uh, the earth has gotten way warmer that than it has before the Industrial Revolution. I know, contrary to what other people would say, like they're like climate change is fake, and uh, like they just don't believe in it. They're like, oh, it's natural that this happens, but this isn't natural. This is because of us. We've started this, and if we don't do anything to stop it, things could get out of hand that we might not be able to fix. Then, okay, so the Earth has gotten warmer. Sea levels have risen, and polar ice caps have started to melt. And more recently, there have been numerous amounts of hurricanes and tropical storms. As CO2 level rises, it makes like a greenhouse effect in the Earth. So in a greenhouse, it traps heat, so it's warmer. Like it traps heat in it, but and doesn't let it get out by the glass, and it heats up in there. But then the CO2 causes this too. Like it does this. Uh, it does this. All the light that comes from the sun to the earth gets trapped inside, and only like a small fraction of it gets back out. So this heats up the earth, and it makes a lot of like it has a lot of effects that are on the earth, and none of them are good. So only in these two first decades of the 21st century, 2000 to 2020. Well, we haven't gotten to 2020, but this is just like still dramatic. Uh, Sea level has risen by, in some places, from 0.3 meters, and other places up to 2.5 meters. That that's a lot just for 2.5 decades. Some countries have actually thought of this and have like been smart enough to figure this out, that it's our fault, and they limit the amount of CO2 emissions in their countries. That this agreement is now in effect with every country in the world except the U.S., which I'm disappointed in because of our new president. But basically, the agreement, it's called the Paris Agreement or the Paris Climate Accord, and uh, this agreement, like as I said, limits the amount of greenhouse gases that are emitted into the air, and uh, this agreement makes it so that less CO2 in the air, and then that makes it that the air is cleaner, and the light, well, the sunlight doesn't heat up the world as much. And until a couple weeks or months ago, it was only Syria that wasn't in this agreement. And then after Trump got elected, he took us out of it. So we were the only two countries not to be in the Paris Agreement. But now Syria signed on, so we're the only country not in the Paris Agreement, and that just disappoints me. Um, but this is just like dramatic in so many ways. Like it's making a lot of places like get submerged by water. Like like another example of countries taking an effect is this is Italy. Like they have a project called the MOSE project, which is like these giant inflatable like they're like bridges, but like for emergencies whenever they flood, so that they lift up to 9 meters, so they can protect from that much of water. So that's especially important because that's in Venice, where a lot of the water, well, yeah, it's a city of water, and a lot of the Venice is sinking, and then uh, a lot of the businesses, shops, and everything there, it's being it's getting wet, and everything's like getting damaged and stuff like that. Uh, all these effects can be stopped if we actually start thinking about it. Like, there's a lot of things we could do to fix it. There's clean energy, clean modes of transportation, and all that. Like, there's electric cars for once. Electric is completely clean. There's nothing, no bad effects to it. And then the carbon dioxide has many bad effects to it. And then, like, one of the leading companies right now for electric cars is Tesla, and I was really proud of Tesla taking on, like, taking the responsibility that the country should be having, and like the CEO of Tesla, Elon Musk, he's taking on the responsibility that this country should have, and that we've always had as like the United States. We've usually been one of the leading countries in the world, but things are just plummeting. Another thing is clean energy. Like I said before, clean energy, like uh, another company, like companies that give, there's wind energy, solar energy, hydraulic energy. One of the leading solar companies is Solar City, which is also owned by Elon Musk. Is they're becoming very uh, they're becoming very popular here in the state of California, and probably in the whole country. And I think this is just great that he's actually taking this responsibility. But all these that I just listed are clean energies, and they uh, if we went on clean energy for like the whole world changed it, then it'd be like it'd be drastic to see all the effects that it would have, because the earth would become way cleaner, and it would be back to normal and less problems. Like, we'd actually be able to face other problems that are going on in the world. If we actually want to see a good future, instead of one like in Mad Max or like in the Maze Runners where it's all desert and all that, that will happen if this keeps happening. And then we need to work together as in a global effort. We're all humans, and we're all living, breathing humans, indistinguishable from each other. And we need to set aside all these differences, war, stupid conflicts like this, and work together to solve these problems. Because if we don't, our world is just going to end up like Venus is an example of what Earth is going to end up like. And if you don't know how that is, it's basically like a sort of hell, because scientists predict that all that stuff is going to end up to Earth if we don't stop this. So we need to stop this, because it's a responsibility that us as a country and as a world should be taking care of. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video, and follow me on Instagram, Joshua 3 _ Castro. Thanks.